GM, wake up, let's go. Web 2, Web 3, stay in the know. Action, Dabatola, Toki in the zone. Breaking down the latest, straight to your phone. From Web 2 shifts to Web the waves. News, deep dives, hot takes for days. Tech's evolving, the world's in spin. Markets move, let's lock it in. Genzio's here, no time to snooze. Tune in now, get the news. GM. Wake up, let's go. Web 2, Web 3, stay in the know. GM, start the show. GM, wake up, let's go. Web 2, stay in the know. GM, start the show. GM, let's go. Web 2, stay in the know. GM, start the show.
GM, everyone. Happy Friday, and thank you for tuning in. What's going on, guys? Got action, Toki, as always. What's good?
Dabatola in the zone.
Dabatola in the zone. And today, I am in the zone, and we will be talking about all these things going on in the world, like Iran and how it's affecting Bitcoin price, although we did pop back up a little bit from this happening last night. But how are you guys doing today? How's your Friday starting off? How are you feeling?
I will say exactly what I said before the stream started. I'd probably still be in bed if it wasn't for the stream, and not in a good way.
Hey, sometimes it'd be like that. Sometimes it'd be like that. But it is a pretty good morning overall. I won't lie. I had I'd say a very interesting space earlier in regards to marketing. So that was something different.
I don't think you ever describe something good as like something different. Yeah.
So what was the takeaways if it was so good? What was your biggest takeaway on marketing in the Web3 and crypto space?
So it was the difference between like growth versus retention. So in this situation, I'll put it out there that our hosts had differing opinions, and that's perfectly okay. Some people believe that like pre-recorded content is probably going to be like a better way of getting growth. Other people believe that live content is going to be a better way of getting growth. And then we also talked about how much the algorithms have changed across multiple different platforms, most recently TikTok. During that small phase of when it got banned and taken down, the algorithm as a whole got completely overhauled during that time frame. And so when it got re-uploaded, there was a lot of people who are no longer able to make enough money when they previously could on that platform. And then a lot of people getting demonetized off of TikTok since then as well. So it was a lot of different stuff. What my takeaways are?
There we go.
I got a takeaway for you right here. I'm going to share this tab. Listen to this. Listen to this.
It doesn't matter. And again.
Uh-oh.
Pizza.
Hi, do you do takeaway?
Of course we do takeaway.
You do takeaway, yeah?
Yes, we do takeaway.
Okay. What's 12 minus 6?
He said he did takeaways.
Anyways, I'm glad everyone's in high spirits despite all the red in the market today.
Dude, you literally had like, what's the thumbnail for this stream today?
It's Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
It's just such a brutal thumbnail. But in reality, it's not that bad.
I don't know. That was pretty brutal.
No,
That was
it's
pretty
fine.
brutal action.
It's not as high spirit as action and his jokes.
High spirit. Like, are we gonna start, bro? I'm sorry. Like, we're gonna like have to tread carefully because we're on the platforms we're streaming right now. But like,
Hey, well then let's get some GMs out there. GM Bar, GM Down Home Crypto. Absolute pleasure to have you guys. It's a wonderful morning here. And if you're
GM
on any of our
Trunks.
other apps, such as Kick, Rumble, or YouTube, Dabatola also told you on YouTube that Rumble is blue. I don't know. He sent it everywhere. It goes
everywhere. You don't have a choice when you use StreamYard. You're either talking to everyone or no one. But definitely smash the like, share it out, drop a comment.
GM Ryan Smith,
and we will what's it called? We'll check those comments and we'll pull them up and we'll talk some crypto here. But
why are the markets bleeding? What happened? What's going on
globally? We have the main thing, and YouTube actually, from what I heard, turned back or eased up some of the stuff. So there's certain words you can now say. I don't think we should test them. We're not going to test them. We're going to actually look into this more. But supposedly we could talk a little bit more about it if you're talking about the subject and like it's in the context, really, I guess. So, but globally, last night, all of a sudden, everything started dropping and. What happened? Israel
else started dropping.
Yeah, Israel started
they couldn't run fast enough.
Iran, I believe, was engaging back a little bit, but from what I saw this morning, after these markets just dumped overnight down to like a little under 103 for Bitcoin. Of course, alts just bleed along the way. I was actually kind of curious this morning to see how this was going to escalate, and it didn't sound like it was going to ramp up more, but it sounded like Israel had strategically hit some very key areas within Iran that probably put them back a couple steps, not just in what they're trying to develop there, whatever's going on. We won't get into that, but in kind of the chain of command in operation too. So I don't think necessarily the immediate response triggering this war going back and forth is of substance right now, but who knows what's to come. We saw Bitcoin, being that this didn't further escalate, I think come back up a little bit over 105. But we all know that any big piece of news globally could sink this in a minute. I mean, the Elon Trump news took us down to like almost 100K, right? Another conflict or something else, we could end up in the 90s. And alts, I keep saying to everyone, like, how much further could they go? I almost feel like you get to a point where you just can't get any more blood out of these bags, but you still see 3% drops, 5% drops, 10%.
Dude, even 20% is actually normal for a bull market. Like, people forget about that.
On Bitcoin, sure, and some of this now, right? And we see these retracements or different things, regardless world events or whatnot. But the alts, we haven't seen them.
What alts? They're non-existent, dude. It's like it's just a bloodbath there. Like it's just.
That's what I'm saying. They're all drained. They've all been. They're all dry at this point now. And how much further could they go down? I mean, what's the next step? Some of them just close up shop. They're so low. Do they hopefully ride through this? Maybe we see globally things pick up a little bit, and maybe Bitcoin maintains or goes up. Like we said, hopefully we see it stair step to push a little bit of a new all-time high, then maybe retrace. If we get that, maybe we could get alts to stop the bleed, and hopefully some of them will be prepared to move upward. But I'm in this point where I'm really worried about the altcoin market, just overall. And I think time is going to tell, as we approach the next couple months.
Time always tells. The problem is what's the story going to be.
So
Yeah, well-
part of the story in all of this, and I think why we did not see such a sharper dip in regards to what happened on such a global scale, was last night Marco Rubio, who's the Secretary of State, actually went very forwardly and stated that Israel strikes against Iran were unilateral action, meaning that Washington was not involved in any way, shape, or form against anything that happened in Tehran. And basically saying to not target any U.S. personnel or individuals because they truly had nothing to do with this. And to
Well,
have
there's a
that
call,
immediate,
I guess, on Monday, right? Earlier in the weeks, I read something that there was a call from Trump with Israel saying to not attack and not engage, and they did anyway. So I think our likelihood of being dragged or backing them up is not as likely right now, but I'm not going to rule that out. We say that one day, and then you never know what happens, and then we're pulled in for some other reason.
And we don't have to talk about that right now because I know there's so many conflicting viewpoints right there.
No, and look, I mean, you don't want to see any kind of conflict anywhere between. I mean, I don't want to say. I'm not just saying that because you don't want to see markets do bad or we don't want to see Bitcoin go down. I mean, it's just being a decent human and caring about humanity in general. You don't want to see pain, suffering, or anything like that. And it's unfortunate that
you're wrong. I think
happening.
Some people are idiots. Like I literally had somebody last cycle. His thing was like, I want to see the world burn. I want to make money while everything is burning down. Like it's
actually,
idiots
that
out
guy.
there.
I remember.
Well, that's
he
taking.
said that on a space too. He's
but that's taking blood in the streets to the extreme, saying
But it's
that's
crazy. Like you think that we're all normal, we would all have some type of common sense to actually be in the same line. Like people going bye-bye, not a good thing. But no, there's plenty of those out there.
What was that one coin creator video that you showed us of the guy who went in and he got beaten up or was trying to start fights? It's a white guy who.
Of course, it's a white guy.
There we go. That helps.
Yeah.
You're talking like an influencer, like doing pranks and stuff like that. Is that what you mean?
No, it's
If anybody in the comments or can put in the comments, anybody watching, if you know what he's talking about, this guy's talking about, help translate.
I just sent it to you.
I think his name is. I think you're talking about Trev, and he's a white guy who's got the N-word coin, and he does crazy, ridiculous stunts.
That's
in Vegas right after Bitcoin. He jumped out of that whatever, the needle, while yelling his coin ticker and some other stuff.
Yeah.
The other day he went into this restaurant, clearly him being the minority, and was talking some stuff and saying that word and then saying my parents are that, so it's okay. And he gets in a fight, but does all this shock value stuff. I mean, I even think the reason why he's missing his tooth was on Pump Fund stream. Like it came out or something ridiculous. Like, there's even talks of hard drug use that was done on the streams on that. I have no idea, but I can tell you one thing. I'm very surprised that the token is still around. Have no idea what the market cap is. Have not checked it, but on occasion see that in my feed. And I'm just like, you've seen it all at this point. You basically have seen it all.
But that's kind of my point. Is that we still have such wild support for projects like that.
Since you can't really say it, we'll just display the comment. Yes. Yeah, I think that was his token that he launched and did that.
Like, this is crazy. Like, this isn't going to stop anytime soon either. And I think overarchingly it does detract away from.
Well, I do think the amount of Pump Fund tokens has reduced. Probably has to do with no one having any money and not many people in the trenches so much. Just the same kind of cabal people in there, right? I don't know. I haven't been too active in the trenches, but recently just lost a bar tab, kind of messing around. But I think pump fund a lot lower, probably, like I said, because the market. Other launch platforms like that, yes, a lot less tokens, tokens I've seen being launched. Still, though, a ton, and in my opinion, it still keeps affecting altcoins. People are looking to, hit a lick real quick, get rich quick, and you play in the casino and you lose real quick. So that's the unfortunate. Only a few make those few dollars, and I guess the argument though is if all that money that people were playing in the casino went to altcoins, what I guess you'd at least have that same amount of money because they haven't moved up.
So when you look at like the P&L numbers that were on Pump.Fun, if you look at all the money that was lost, all the liquidity that like disappeared, if you just think about how much of that could have just gone into real alts, like actual projects, it's so depressing.
I still have the argument though that the alts would have to have something and have revenue, because all that would do is all that money technically could have come over if meme season wasn't as strong, could have pumped up these alts a little bit and essentially extended their lifespan with money. But I guess with them not having the money go in there to keep them up, they really are dependent on making money, having cash flow, and we obviously see a lot of them don't, based on where they're sitting right now. Overall lately, from just going over 110 in Bitcoin and everyone being very, very like excited about it, in a matter of no time, we dropped about 2.5% very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
ETH close to 10%. And you know what the irony in all this is I believe gold is up like a couple points.
Yeah, gold is up.
So I don't know.
Is that irony, or is that just how the cookie crumbles right now? Is that
I can't wait for that to be the case with Bitcoin. You know what I mean?
Goes to Bitcoin instead.
Exactly. People looking at it as a safe asset that can't be bothered by war or anything else that goes on around the globe. Like that is the dream, really. But until that happens, we're still dealing with dummies. Like here's the deal. Like no shades of CoinDesk. Get a ton of shades of CoinDesk. Like is this our news? Is this our crypto news? Like this is what we rely on. And like I literally just opened this. Like let me see what they're talking about. Okay, great. That's gonna be right front and center. I get it. That's the big news. And then I keep scrolling down. Like okay, Bitcoin miner price targets raised to reflect improved industry economics. That's interesting. This is a crypto website. Why are we showing GPUs when we're mining Bitcoin? What is the deal here? Like, it's just the basics, man. Like, I want to be able to trust places I get news from, and when they're just idiotically putting up any images they want, it tells me that the people writing this crap has no idea what they're doing.
Just sort of filling the pages in.
No, man, that's how I mine all my Bitcoin right now. I just have massive
outside of the news being accurate or not, or relevant.
You're not first, Doug. The other comments just didn't load for you. You're definitely not first.
He's like, I showed up and there's nothing in the chat.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that's what's been grinding my gears. I was like, let me look for news, and like every news site that I go to, somebody's doing something dumb. And it's not like picking sides saying this is better than that. It's just like basic lack of understanding of the space we're in.
I mean, realistically,
this really blocks your chain.
There's plenty of news out there. It's just the easy way out to kind of try to fill the pages with fluff that's semi-inaccurate. I mean, if you dig down into any of the sectors that are out there, RWA, gaming, mining, I mean, you could go into those and then you could further dig in and pull out subject matter, not just from projects, but just in general.
I mean,
And
how much of X is surface layer fluff?
I mean, look, I'm guilty of it as much as you guys and lots of other people we know. You know, crypto Twitter is half GM and GN posts and things like that. And then it's sort of resharing of some spaces and a few things. Like you might get tipped off early to some projects launching or see some charts of where you're currently at, but to really get the info on the projects, you gotta dig in. You gotta listen to maybe like a real structured space, or go on and get an AMA, jump in the Discords, the Telegrams, and really research just on surface level from a couple of these websites and your normal social media feed. You're not gonna get anything, you know. And a lot of the stuff, even in the meme coin world, by the time you see it posted by a handful of the people, they've already have their positions. So
Absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely.
who's getting played in that thing? You think it's early enough, and really it's just an area to share for people to capitalize off of the leverage they have. I mean,
well, we've seen that so many times over, especially like in the, for lack of a better term, KOL market, where you have these quote unquote KOLs.
Wait. Think
we've
about
seen
what you're
them
saying. You're gonna mess up my business here. Just think about what you're gonna say. Just don't mess up the business.
I know. Time and time again, we've seen them share projects.
There you go. Your safe action.
I
Sorry. I just had to. Let's put this back. You were saying,
I'll play my game for a little. You guys just take care of that.
How are you playing the game like that? Isn't it like a tap game?
Yes. You got a mouse. You tap it. Congratulations.
No, that game that you're farming is actually not just on your phone. I don't know how built out it is. You're talking about your flower game, right?
Yeah, I started playing it on the computer because I didn't know that you could play it on the phone until. Yeah.
And now it's all over. Hey, if you're making money, you're making money. That's what's up.
I mean,
that delayed that.
No,
if you're having fun and not losing money, then it's good.
I'll put it this way: one of the items that I have right now, if I were to sell it, I would make all of the money back that I put into this game so far at once. Nice. And it's currently selling at that price on a regular basis.
And I'm assuming,
so as far as I'm concerned,
if the market picks up, then the price of things would pick up, and therefore you might actually then be profitable and be making some money off of it.
Yo, Tupac's in the house. I told you he wasn't DED.
Pac, I see him showing up every day. Good morning.
That's a regular on the YouTube channel.
All right, Scott, quick question here.
Uh-oh.
What do you think it's going to look like if I go over here and I go to gainers and losers?
Rough.
For the 24, I don't know, a bunch of losers.
No, like, do we have any gainers? Like, that's what I'm kind of, like, everything here is like, everything is red.
No, there are some gainers.
How many? Like 5?
Yeah, I was going to say 5, actually.
I mean, look, all right, here, do the gainers. Let's see who's gaining, because they could be stuff.
4.
Yeah, and wait, hold on a second. With these 4, how big of a project are they? What's the market cap? Like, let's see what's going on. The volume.
Dude, look at the volume. The volume should tell you something.
So
million under. Okay, yeah. Congrats for them,
dude. There are 4 gainers in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, 2 of them are gold, though.
Nobody I know have touched.
2 of them are gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you look at the rest of the list, well, that one keeps going.
That is just
Quant, Say, Su, Squee, Aptos, Jupiter, Gala,
pull up Bitcoin right now.
ICP. Oh my gosh.
Pull up Bitcoin
Everything's just like, I'm bringing it up.
We got Bitcoin trying to push back up, and also going to stay where they're at. They might stop going down for the day, but Bitcoin's trying to pick back up. So, but I'm in agreement with some of the, you were saying about the news sites, and there's a couple news aggregators that I've been using to pull up, because it'll just show me a link of all of those sites. And
is it Cryptos R Us?
No, it's Crypto Panic. So on Crypto Panic, it's just a ton of lists that go straight down all the articles. And you click it, you can sort of see a preview on the other side, but the list is is from tons of sites, tons of big. Some's drawn from some of the big people on like crypto Twitter who also have websites and stuff, and it'll make reference to that so that before you open it, you can kind of see if it's BS or not. But it's a good place to kind of get a quick look and see your title, see where it's coming from, and then see if it's worth checking out. And look at right here. Trunks put, I love Crypto Panic. That's my start page. I'm wondering if you have if you pay for the service. I know there's a pay. You could pay a few dollars and get rid of ads, and I think get information a little bit faster through there. I have not caved in and done that yet. I haven't found it necessary because it's just one place that I take a look. But if anybody has, I'm really curious. But
sorry, you guys can't hear it, but I'm listening to today's theme song.
Everything is awesome.
No, it's not.
Everything is cool.
Country grammar.
What the?
So this is a project that I
country
hold a little bit of from like last year. So we're gonna see where they're going. They're gonna do some new stuff. I need to talk to them. Pac, I'm gonna talk to Mr. Bean and the crew. Well, these guys are clowning around.
Hey, it's Friday.
Even though it's Friday, we're still grinding. Pac, I'm gonna get with actually the team I've been talking with them on the back end, and we're gonna talk about I guess that utility launch coming up and a few other things. So yeah.
Bro, it is Friday.
Yeah, so what?
Friday.
Have fun and get info.
Right? We gotta get down on Friday.
Yeah. It's Friday.
All right.
No?
So get down. I mean, said you got to get down. It's Friday. So
everybody looking forward to the weekend?
I thought you were going to start dancing or something.
Friday?
Well, I was already singing it. Yeah.
He still hasn't gotten it.
No, we're good. He doesn't even know.
I don't pay attention to the details when you talk action.
I don't think
because
when you talk.
It's because you poison all the sentences. So I just keep it moving.
I do. I poison all the sentences?
Yes, that's the word.
Is that what you just said?
T-I-F.
Wow. Let me see if I can do this quick without making things crash.
Probably not.
Oops, he crashed. So we can bring him back. Maybe he's got his shit together. You all right?
I don't have it together.
He doesn't have his shit together, guys. So we'll remove him. We'll let him gain his composure. Get his mind right. Whatever he's got to do over there. He can come back in a few minutes when I see in the small window that action's behaving. I think right now he's just drying his face off. Toki, I'm gonna have to remove you in a second if you stop tearing up here. Are you good? All right, everybody, we're back. The policeman Dabatola policing the stream today. But no,
Dream police.
It is Friday and we should have some fun.
How are we the ones that are acting like clowns? You're the one with a shirt that says banger on it.
Because it has multiple meetings, not only for my event that I've done, but I'm looking for those banger tokens to make me some money. While you guys clown around, there's people here and watching that want that alpha, that want to make some money. So do you have it for them? Do you have the alpha for them?
I did. I just showed everybody the alpha. Are you kidding me? Were you not paying attention?
What, all that
buy gold?
There's opportunity.
Right here, guys. This is what you could have bought to make some money over the last 24 hours. You could have made 3% on whatever AB is.
Gold.
Yeah, Pax Gold and Tether Gold and you.
Well, look, all right. You know what? Being that there's only 4 in your top gainers on here and the rest,
I don't know
what are our biggest losers?
And the top gainers? They didn't make it to 3.5%.
Okay, yeah. So let's flip this. Let's flip this the other direction.
Biggest loser.
People are looking to make money this year in this cycle. I do believe altcoins will go up a bit. I don't necessarily think we're going to have a huge run. So let's just take it based off of what the numbers and some of the stuff that you're looking at. If we have all these that are down, what do you think might be a good buy. Somebody that needs to DCA in this week. They're $100 or they're $200. Should they still go maybe 50% of what they're doing into Bitcoin, regardless of it popping back up to like basically 106, or are you taking more heavy, the altcoins that these are down low? Some of them will come back, DCA into Solana, ETH, so on and so forth.
I'm not gonna take crazy risk on stuff like this, especially when like it's such big news. But all right, Trunks makes a big argument here. Top 500. So right now we're looking at the top 100. I'm gonna change to the 500 so you can literally see like.
No, that's good. Yeah. All right. So
this includes basically anything that's quote unquote decent out there. There are how many? There are 17 million. Cryptos. So we're only looking at the top 500. There have been over 17 million tokens created, like right there.
It's got to be 12 million.
In January, it was only like 12 million.
It's all meme tokens.
It's all memes.
All right, so let's see here.
I'm joking, like no, there really have been 17 million cryptos.
Look at this. This is hilarious. Get a DCA into those animal meme coins.
Where's that spike?
Hey, wait, hold on. Before you get, were you saying DCA into animal meme coins? I will say that I'm hoping that animal meme coins make a revival more so than the Matt Fury narrative. The Matt Fury narrative was just
those lazy lions are really gonna start rearing their heads soon.
What about those penguins? They're a little pudgy.
Man, that's one of the actual product in Walmart has a lot of IP.
If Walmart only paid their people, that's the problem. And I'm talking about like distributors that sell to Walmart. They literally have bills pending for six months to a year before they get paid. They're terrible at paying people.
Look here, Pac has a point here about investing the bar tabs. Like instead of maybe gambling in casino, put the bar tab into a low market cap that has some utility, and maybe you'll catch the pump. And that probably have more success rate on that because there are some really good low market cap projects that are still like under say 50 million that should do well. And you probably get a 5 or 10x out of them this cycle where the meme coin could just rug like, we see 99.9%. But all right, so we're in the top 500 here.
Right. So I'm not going to focus too much on what went up. What were you looking at Nero? What are you looking at? IOTEX? They did okay.
Yeah, I was actually looking at IOTEX, but 4%. I mean, it's still good when against the market for the last 24 hours.
The market, it's incredible.
Yeah. So, all right, let's look at the losers. Let's see where there's opportunity buys here.
Well, that's exactly what I'm looking at here. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger.
Thank you.
So we got somebody from X saying that Brett looks like a good buy.
Well, right there. I mean,
down 17%,
17.5. That's a lot. So yeah, I mean, definitely like a good opportunity for it to come back in. Like one that
I think Brett's going to be a flagship meme, like you had Doge and from last cycle.
To be one. Yeah, and I think continue to be one. It's just going to be more widely adopted. That's
good time to DCA. Not financial advice, but I mean the numbers.
Oh, there you go.
Point that way.
No, right below it.
Harry Potter Obama.
So I hold some ticker Bitcoin. Our good buddy has a bunch.
Hell yeah,
Bama, and
where are you at?
Yeah, no, I have some of that project, and looking at it's down 13%. I need to look at what my buy-in is and see if it's worth throwing a few more dollars at it. To be honest,
but above that, we got optimism, dude. Like, are you not a OP fan?
No, I'm not very optimistic on their outlook.
Are you down with OPP?
No, it's just OP, right?
Just OP. Yeah. Just OP for this one. No, like they've been changing their narrative and trying to be.
See, I did a music song analogy thing for you. I think that Action partially got and Toki did not. So there's my contribution.
You said something?
Yeah, I said something. There's a naughty by nature reference.
Yeah, there you go.
OPP. Yeah, you know me.
He's not gonna know it.
He still doesn't know it.
No,
he's too young. It's all right.
That's what it is. We'll blame it on that.
No, look at this other one. SPX, right?
Oh, yeah.
Down 13%. I haven't been looking at the chart, but that has some strength. No, I haven't been looking overall over the last like 6 months monitoring it, but I know a lot of people in it, and for it to be down 13%, it's probably a good time to DCA, and if you're looking to increase your position. from that standpoint. I do not hold
It
any.
just took a
truth be told.
nosedive recently.
Look at steady trending up, and even though you have a pullback, I know people who recently added, to their portfolio with this that weren't in it before.
And this is
took
the last
advantage of it.
month. So if you're talking the last 6 months, it's done quite well.
So
Quite well. But here's one of mine. AT&T is down 13%.
Oh, helium.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Hamster Combat is down. Oh, now you
Blue's
finally see
talking-
the comment. Yeah, I wasn't bringing
Yeah.
that up.
We'll have to check PopCat.
Oh
too,
yeah, PopCat
because,
right there. It's right there
Yep.
on Sol.
down 12.5%.
Yep, 12.5.
How's their chart look? I haven't looked at some of these bigger meme tokens overall. I mean, I know they'll be around for a bit, but this is on what?
It's a
That's
year.
on the year?
A month.
Wait, go on the year. That's let's see, if I would have gotten to this early, this is where I'd be. Round tripped. Sorry.
Happens way too often.
Look at that.
Way
30 to 2 back to 31. It's all right. I mean,
rough.
I think it'll be around for a bit.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's a Brett, but it's definitely strong.
Nothing looks amazing, I gotta say. Nothing's like, wow, this is incredible. Yeah, the one that stands out to me is
I have a
definitely
question for both of you.
And Celestia is actually another one. Interesting. Go ahead.
What
Toad.
is this question
Whenever
that you
you-
have for us?
Whenever you are thinking about projects long term, are you thinking about using it for an exit price, or are you thinking about using the token long term?
I'm
Because
looking at making money.
Wait, I'm looking at the price.
I'm
exit
sorry,
price?
no, wait,
So-
I'm
to
not-
make money.
The narrative is that I'm here for the tech. No, I definitely want to utilize those utility tokens.
I'll put it in the sense of Bitcoin alone then, Action.
Bitcoin
Store
has
value.
store value, bro. I just put it in there because I know it's not going to go, haywire. I'm not going to lose,
It's
all my entire
Bitcoin
back.
store value. Like at this point, like I mean, I still feel like I will DCA profits I make into Bitcoin if I don't need that money, and keep accumulating that for store value for long. If there comes a point in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, whatever the time period might be, that something switches off of Bitcoin being that leader, then obviously
No. I'm not
we look at that,
saying
but-
it in that essence. I'm saying it in the sense of like the switching of currencies.
Okay.
Where right now we keep on relating things back to like the US dollar. Is there just going to be a point where we're just kind of like, I'd rather just relate it to Bitcoin?
Some people,
I'd rather just use Bitcoin as my base currency.
I mean,
like
look, I see some people that actually are spending not like, Sol, Bitcoin, other things, and saying, oh, I bought this, dinner. Is it worth 0.1 Sol or whatever, whether they really spent it or not, and post like that. I think even us who've been in it for a long time, I still think are doing like the number translation. And I almost do the same. It's the same thing that I do with like, I kind of know a little bit of Spanish, right? Or when I was learning Spanish, all I'm doing is taking the word and in my head converting it, right?
Please do it. Please
So
speak a little Spanish for us.
So it's the same thing that I feel with Bitcoin, having my finger on the price with that, or any of my other crypto. If I want to spend it or change it to a debit card or do any of those things, I'm immediately going 0.1 is like 10 grand, and going off of that. I'm dealing with it and associated with US dollars because everything that I'm buying and generally spending money on is in that currency. If more things were asking me to pay X amount of Solana, X amount of Bitcoin, or whatever, it might change things for me. But realistically, it's
Okay.
going to,
So
dollars
it
or
would
staples.
require more of the marketplace to have shifted.
Yeah, there needs
your
to be a
mind.
lot more adoption for that. I think that, I mean, look at the world. Isn't a lot of currencies when a lot of people, they compare to the dollar, right?
Sure.
So
There's plenty of
to
countries
get
where I could
everyone
just
to start
use
doing
US
that
dollars.
to compare to Bitcoin, for everyone to compare to Bitcoin, Bitcoin would have to be like the global currency or the global type of footprint. It's kind of like if the metric system took over the United States and it's everywhere. Then if everyone was on Bitcoin and that's what they used, then that's what you'd have to associate it to. I think honestly, we're a long way off from any of that. I don't even know if in our lifetime we could get to something like that, unless there is a huge, I don't know, global financial collapse or something. But if big banks and institutions are adopting Bitcoin, going to create their own chains, have stables, and do other stuff, I mean, I don't think that it's going to be changing over anything. I think it's just going to be like Forex, like more places. Yeah, it's just more places to like arbitrage or to invest and make money on some of those things. I don't think we're going to have everything. You go to the store and it's priced in crypto. Not anytime soon.
That happens right now in a few countries, but it's USDT that they're listing it on because their money is so volatile that they're a little like Venezuela.
Base it off a stable coin. Yeah. So, well, we could go down this whole country has a stable coin and then a so on and so forth. But no, I mean, look, that could be USDT, DC, DT. I mean, I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. I'm looking at this first as there's a bigger hurdle that's sort of kind of being tackled slowly, and that's the wallet situation. You have a seed phrase, private keys, and you lose them, and you lose your wallet, and you lose all your money, right? Or access to it. So I know that smart wallets and things like Coinbase and others are starting to try to figure out better solutions to the wallet situation. I think as you start to do that, then it's easier to get adoption. We get more adoption and self-custody or access to it that way. Then I think, we see market cap go up. We see things continue for retail supported. But for that whole segment, along with institutions, to then just start thinking of everything in Bitcoin or any specific crypto itself, if anything, it'll go more towards a stable, like you're saying, people taking USDT.
You guys ready for a hot take?
Let's see.
I really think that ETH looks promising.
No, I agree.
There's like a few things that came out like really recently. Here's one. So Fidelity just dumped 1,820 Bitcoin to buy. This is obviously clickbait. They bought ETH is what they did. So they just bought a bunch of ETH.
But I mean, ETH was the other day we were looking at it was 2,800 and we're down to essentially 2,500. So,
we are down, but what people are not paying attention is like the people that are buying, they're not selling it. Like this is another example right here. A gaming company makes history investing $463 million in Ethereum, becomes largest publicly traded ETH holder. And here's the piece that matters. As of June 13th, over 95% of SharpLink's ETH holdings are actively staked or deployed in liquidity staking protocols. So the people that are buying these things in mass, they're putting it down and locking it up. They're not, looking to quote unquote trade it in and out. Like they're looking at, hey, 2,500 is a cheap entry point for Ethereum. I'm going to make sure I'm making money while I hold it. That's what these guys are really looking at. So I mean,
it's a good entry point.
It is. It absolutely is. I mean, that's really what I'm looking at right now is like realizing what are the big guys doing right now and what are people going to be missing out on?
I mean, outside of the last couple of years where ETH plummeted down like under 1,000 for a hot minute, where we're sitting right now is good because pretty much what was most of last year, 3,500 to 4, I believe that range should easily come back. Toki, as you pointed out on previous streams with the RWA sector and Ethereum, I think ETH, like most alts, are just being held back a little bit. There's just such high Bitcoin dominance and money is going there. Even, with what happened in the news last night with Iran and Israel, I want to say that if this was a year or a year or two ago, let's say at least a year and a half ago, that would have wrecked the charts a lot more. We have so much more money in Bitcoin at the moment, like from the institutional level, that isn't immediately like just selling off, right? So you have a little bit of this and you have some money being moved around. I think this is more people trying to make a buck, like deeper pockets than us, making a buck off of the news and knowing how markets kind of move with some of this. But this would have been much worse in previous years. So 105.5 right now, still over 100. I mean, I'm even seeing people with the calls saying that Bitcoin will never go under 100K again. My huevos aren't that big to say that when we're sitting at 105, because you could lose 5K in a, I can go to the bathroom and come back and we'll be at 100 or under. You never know. Markets could move, but in previous years, an announcement like that, I think, would have done a lot more damage to the chart. And picking back up about 2,000 points is
how much
solid.
Damage does this do to the chart?
Makes it bullish, right? Especially after all his crazy comments lately. I think I'm surprised gold's up after some of the stuff that he's been saying. I thought people would be like, I'm not going to touch anything he touches. Had some weird comments.
You want to talk about it on your channel?
No, not really. No. People probably know. Go
look on.
Just go to his. No, I know they loosened up the rules a bit. They loosened up the rules a bit, but they didn't loosen them up that much. So you could go to his X and see. Or
let's go on his X right now.
No, let's not.
Let's not.
Let's say that if he is bearish on Bitcoin, that we continue.
Wait. Do you know who that was?
Who?
That's Peter
That's so funny. That's our boy Blue there, Bitcoin conference. He met him. Oh man, yeah. Yesterday I took that video. I uploaded it to YouTube for a short on YouTube, and then I messaged over in Telegram. I'm like, "Hey, I'm going to post this in a couple hours. I hope you don't mind." I don't know if he saw the message in time, but yeah, it's Blue.
I hope you don't mind. It's already out.
If he would have got back to me in the,
I thought you were going to say, "I hope you don't mind." I put down the words.
What? No, so it's out there. So
you did it.
No, you didn't.
I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Soon I'm gonna need a second mouse so I could click remove from two pointers. Both of you guys at the same time.
Told you need to set up hotkeys on your Stream Deck.
Oh, now that it's working today. So about that yesterday, we were all having computer issues. My computer crashed. It broke a bunch of stuff that just wasn't working. And then I rebooted a bunch of times, updated, do everything I'm supposed to, repair. Still wasn't working. Then it crashes again, and it boots back up, and everything's fine.
Yeah, sounds about right. So you turned it off and turned it back on?
No. I've done that with the reboots and hard-powered it multiple times. It didn't come back, and then it actually crashed and gave me issues my entire birthday, and then it crashed the next day and was back to normal. I don't know. It's like you remix the remix, and it's back to normal. That's sort of what happened. It doesn't really make sense, but it kind of makes sense. Toki's trying to wrap his head around that. It'll take you a minute. It's all right.
It's like bacon around a scallop.
I can't eat scallops, but I love bacon.
Why can't you eat scallops? It's not shellfish.
What? It's seafood.
Seafood. It's not shellfish.
I can only eat fish. Scallops, all that stuff.
Where do you think a scallop comes from?
Yeah, it's technically, I don't know if it's considered a shellfish, but I don't know. It's in that stuff that screws me up. And I'm allergic. You're like, oh, just have that. That's not bad for you.
What do you think a scallop looks like?
I know what it looks like.
You don't think it's a shellfish?
It's not considered.
What's the ticker, everyone? It's scallop. I mean,
can you have oysters?
No.
So, right?
Okay,
I
so
can't have snails, and I can't have, all that stuff screws me
can't have
up.
snails either. Interesting. Okay, so
All that stuff screws my stomach up.
scallops, clams,
Yeah,
mussels,
the whole nine.
they are considered a subsection of shellfish. They're not like shrimp. So some people are allergic to shrimp. They are technically allergic to the pigment that actually turns reddish. So these are called molluscus, and they're not technically the same thing as shrimp. So like my wife has a shellfish allergy, but it's really to shrimp, lobster, and things like that. Yeah.
Mollusk versus crustaceans kind of deal?
Yes, basically is what it is.
Okay.
So that's what I was wondering, if you were just one or the other.
I can't eat any of it. Can't have starfishes, can't have seahorses, none of that stuff. No, I don't even know.
I'm just a sad boy.
I don't even know if you could eat those things. Can you eat a starfish or a seahorse?
Everything is edible, at least
once.
Yeah, see, there we go. Look it. Big Shell Energy knows. He's going to change his name to Big Shell Energy in a minute.
Love
he knows
it.
the deal. It comes from a shell. See, this is why people tune in for crypto and not for other information, because we don't know anything about the other stuff. Not much. These guys are trying to figure out what crustaceans are and fish and shellfish and whatnot. And I'm just concerned about our bags going up.
Wait, you're concerned?
I'm not really concerned. They should in time. I'd be concerned if I had to pay my rent with my bags tomorrow, but I'm not in that position. You never should invest anything that you can't lose or afford to lose. So, no, I'm not really concerned. But, I mean, I could see where a lot of people are. You wake up. Maybe you weren't paying attention like us, where you have notifications on and everything's buzzing through your phone that Bitcoin dropped. You wake up this morning, you see it's like, 5K less than what it was, and everything else in your portfolio is red. People will be concerned. So Trunks wants to know one thing. He wants to know when Sol ETFs. Yeah, what was the latest update? That was pushed back, wasn't?
You see, the problem with people waking up in the morning and doing what you just said, Scott, though, is that they're just going out there and trying to read the script.
Well,
I don't read script. Script reads me.
Oh man, best movie of all time.
Took me a second there.
Didn't take me at all. I knew right away. So Solana ETF guys, what's the latest news that we know? I think they requested updates to S1 filings, and I think that was for Grayscale, VanEck, Franklin Templeton.
There's a bunch of them.
Fidelity, 21 shares, and a couple others. So, being that they sent this back for updates, this is actually a really good sign that it could get approved. Now, when I'm thinking towards the fall, and that could be pretty big if that happens. Then I think that could help with our
be as bloody because right now
season. What'd you say?
Right, because it won't be as bloody because right now is not a good time to launch an ETF.
No. I mean, and the thing is, if you do this when we're hoping altcoins actually start pumping up, it's going to add access, so a lot of people will jump in on this. I think that this does happen in the fall.
It says two are listed. 2 future-based Solana ETFs.
Future.
Yeah.
Future.
In March 2025, Volatility Shares launched 2 futures-based Solana ETFs in the U.S. Volatility Shares Solana ETF, SOLZ, SOLS, and the Volatility Shares 2X Solana ETF, SOLT, SOLT, with expense ratios of 0.95% and 1.85% respectively. So technically, they are the first Solana ETFs available in the US, and they're listed on the NASDAQ.
So I just pulled something up as far as says that they're trying to fast track filing. So the SEC is directly engaging with their applicants. They're not stalling. So people are trying to see if there'll be any actual action in July. And they're also SEC is considering allowing staking features in the ETF. So that could give Solana funds a really unique appeal if if there's some sort of staking. So I could understand them asking for some updates here, but
I know why they're trying to get fast tracked as well.
But they're expecting, it says potential
Canada
spot
already
Solana
approved.
try to catch up. Well, they're saying they're expecting approval in
them.
July, and if there isn't any delays, that beginning of October by the 11th, that there'll be a final decision. So hopefully
What was this?
that happens. That would be big for Solana. And
so yeah, Canada, April 16th, 2025, they launched 4 spot Solana ETFs. One by Purpose, one by Evolve, I think CI, and then 3 IQ. And they were all approved by the Ontario Securities Commission, all for trade on the Toronto Stock Exchange, and include staking features for higher yields as well. So that's actually pretty impressive.
well, I think SEC probably also fast tracking stuff when you have the president and the administration saying how we're going to lead in crypto. And there's a lot of talking. We need to see a lot of these things put into play. I think projects are starting to make the move because they're seeing that, the U.S. is opening arms to crypto a bit, but maybe we'll see these things, happen sooner rather than later now. And then there's going to be other ETFs after that, for plenty of others. So fall could be big. Summer could be.
Dude, I've been saying this since before we got into this hot mess. Like it's the fall or nothing. Like summer is not going to be that hot. It's just not.
It's going to be hot.
So if the fall isn't that explosive, let's just say Bitcoin does well, but we'll just say everything else isn't that explosive.
Wait, explosive?
What do you think? Like explosive as in like it? We don't have this big altcoin season or whatnot. What happens? What happens in 2026?
I just felt like baloney for some reason.
Smells like what? Does that mean you're having a stroke or something?
No, it means
Isn't that like toast or almonds?
You need to watch Tropic Thunder again if you don't remember that.
Baloney?
Yeah, that just smelled like baloney for some reason.
But I'm so thrown off because you just. Anyways, that's it. We out.
Come on, man. You're more shredded than a julienne salad.
All Action has right now is he's looking down his laptop at all the quotes that he can mention.
I don't have
Back before the war broke out, I used to be a saucier down in San Antone. That's what we were saying. That's what we were saying last night. Back before the Israelis started firing weapons over at Iran, Bitcoin was looking good. It's not looking bad though. 105.8. I'll take it. Yeah, look at this. A little early for that in the West Coast, but not surprising.
I would be out if that was the case. You kidding me?
Action had too many gummies last night and woke up still a little loopy. So this is him airing things out. Toki is, I don't know, it looks like his head is.
I was dancing. Sorry. I had music going.
This is a guy who's streaming live with us, but has music playing as well.
It's an accident.
You need to show up at one place, do one thing for 1 hour. That's it.
Action can't do that for like 25 minutes, let alone 5.
I was listening to Nelly earlier.
Obviously, none of this is financial advice. At least,
Man, I'll drop character until the DVD commentary's done. Isn't that one of them?
Yeah, I don't drop character until the DVD is out.
Hey, what's up?
But it's not something Genzio is afraid of.
If you want to survive, you got to build a house.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Rebecca's Genzio Media House.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us today.